little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we got to move to the bus.
Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down.
Watch out.
Person, I want to bring in Evan Perez right now. Evan, you got some new reporting about what the congressman just mentioned, where the shooter was located. Give us the information that you're getting.
Right, Wolf. Well, what we know is, the location where you saw Elena Train reporting just a little while ago, that's the location, that's the building to the right of where the former president, to his right, where the former president, when he was standing, that's the building where law enforcement believes the shooter was firing those multiple shots that the Secret Service says were fired toward the former president. Now, we have video that we can share, that we can show from somebody who was at the scene there and was taking video of. Okay, I'm told that we're about to get that in there, but there's video, Wolf, that shows the top of the rooftop of that building. That's where the alleged shooter, the suspected shooter, is believed to have fired the multiple shots that went toward the former president and the stage there. Again, this is, there's varying estimates out there, but it looks very, very close. Right outside the venue, would have been right outside where the Secret Service does screening for anyone who goes inside the rally. So again, we're talking probably the distance of about a football field and a half from where the alleged shooter, the suspected shooter, was on that rooftop, and where it appears that's where the people who were attending the rally could clearly see the body of that person down after the counter snipers from the Secret Service immediately took action and shot and killed him. So that's what we believe. That's what law enforcement at this point believes. That's what the order of events. That's where the alleged shooter, the suspected shooter, was standing or was firing from. Again, very short distance, very close distance to the venue where the former president was speaking for just about 6 or 7 minutes. Now, that raises some very, very, very big questions, of course, for the Secret Service. Okay, we now, I'm told we can show this video now, again, shot by one of the attendees at the rally. You can see the person there on the rooftop. This is after the Secret Service, it appears, has already shot and killed this person. They're down on that rooftop. That's where Elena Train is seeing that huge police presence right now. There's every law enforcement agency that you can imagine is at that scene trying to collect some of the evidence. She saw as well, Elena also saw an ambulance there. So it appears, again, as part of the crime scene investigation, all of that is being done as we speak, Wolf. And so what we see there in that video is the moments after the counter snipers from the Secret Service take action and take out the alleged shooter, the suspected shooter, who again is firing from that elevated position, that rooftop that is just outside of where the rally was taking place.
I mean, people have this false sense of, I don't know, this thought of the superiority of the Secret Service, like they're an elite policing agency. The Secret Service has been trashed. Like, you know, whether they were complicit or not, you allowed a standing president, several standing presidents to be eliminated under your watch. And then we can just go into recent, during the Obama administration, his inaugural ball, you let people crash the party. Yeah, party crashers. You know what I'm saying? You let somebody park outside the White House and take aim and hit the wall. You know what I'm saying? With shells. You let somebody break into the White House of ex-Navy SEAL with a serrated weapon and get to the second floor where all the bedrooms are. You had the president out of the country in South America and thought this was a good time to have it. You know what I'm saying? While y'all actually supposed to be on watch. There's been so many breakdowns with the Secret Service and lapses. The only thing is people really haven't really tried to get at the president. And that's why, all this stuff is happening. That's why. So this dude, what's his name? Crooks? Perfect name.
Thomas Crooks. Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Right. I don't think that it was I don't think that it was fake. I mean, he lost his life in the process. So, in the process also, you had people in the audience who were hit. Now, I do understand in the era of crisis actors and, shady politicking concerning, major tragedies and events, there's always those questions out there, which is it creates plausible deniability in regards to those things. But honestly, it really doesn't matter if it was fake. You're going to get the desired results regardless. And, for people saying, well, this guy, was within range of shooting. Yeah, that's true. But let's think about it for a second. First of all, it was a very, it was a far distance, 300 yards. That's a football field. You know what I'm saying? He already knew that people knew he was up there because he chased a cop off the roof from the reports. So
they saw him climbing up the building.
Right. They saw him scaling the building. Now you could talk about the ineptitude of the lack of security. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, there was supposed to be a member of the Secret Service in that position, maintaining that position. Once again, the Secret Service sucks. And for him to miss by a hair, that's pretty good. Pow. You know what I'm saying? To miss by a hair under the gun. Damn, I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm trying. I'm working on it, Joe. But the bottom line is you got the desired result. Trump got his iconic power pose with the fist, and in the background you see the blood on his face, and you see the American flag waving in the background. That picture is going in history books. The presidency prior to this was pretty much his. It's in the bag now, signed, sealed, and delivered. Yes, that picture right there. Signed and sealed. The only way they could have made that better is if the flag was turned the other way. That's the only thing that would have made that picture better. That was perfect. The perfect picture, the perfect image. Like, and to show you how trash the Secret Service is, they even
do it.
Yeah. I lost my shoe. Get my shoe. Like, come on, man.
Now, I do find it interesting. We was talking about this weekend, I think it was. The same people that attack Republicans for calling Sandy Hook fake, and for calling all of the school things and all of the other things fake, are now calling this event that happened to the party they disagree with fake. And, it just goes back to one of those like parallel arguments. It's always interesting when that you don't like happens, you find a way to make it so that it didn't really happen. No, it happened. Trump got elected in 2016. That happened. And he didn't steal the vote. He didn't rob the vote. No, he got voted in. And for you Republican folk, Biden won in 2020. That happened. Deal with it. Like, put on your big boy panties and do your thing. Deal with it. It happened. So and this happened. And Democrats have done a really bad job of managing Trump. I've been saying this for years. I'm going to keep saying it. They've done a really bad job at managing the opposition that they've managed to put up against Trump. They have done a really, really, really bad job, and they continue to do a bad job with the response to this attempt. Now, I will say Crook is an interesting figure because he was casted perfectly.
Yes.
He looks the part.
He
like
has
PC
all the
said,
characteristics. All of the
name
characteristics.
fits, and he's an enigma now. They did like no. Now that's the only thing I'll say. This I find the fact that he's an enigma interesting because typically there's a manifesto or something left behind. So either the people that did that if this was fake, either the people that put it together didn't think that far ahead to write a manifesto for them, or they didn't study the game tape enough to know how to make it believable, or it's possible that this is just a dude. There is no manifesto. He was disgruntled. He was upset. He saw a means to make a difference in whatever way he thought he was going to make a difference, and he failed.
A point to be made on Crooks as well. In that vein, he was a disgruntled Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which fits it. That like everything about this dude fits the narrative. Him being a disgruntled Republican fits. Now, and it's good that you point that out because a lot of people are saying he was an angry Democrat, and this is not what Democrats do. This is what conservatives do because we know conservatives are about that action. Like they about that smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we know that Trump is not liked universally across the party. There's a strong contingent of Republicans that can't stand Donald Trump. They hate Donald Trump just about as much as the Democrats, but they still would rather vote for him than vote blue. So, or they rather, do what they try to do. So I think all of it's interesting. My biggest critiques go with the Secret Service. I think PC brought up a good point because listing out all of the Secret Service's shortcomings just during the Obama years. There's a whole book written about their shortcomings during the Obama years. Mm-hmm. Every single president has had issues with the Secret Service. The book I read was called Zero to Fail, written by Carol something or another. And it pretty much detailed a good chunk of their systemic and structural failures going back to the assassination of JFK. And there have been plenty. I want to say that's like a 300, 400, 500 page book. It's a beefy book of failure.
Yeah.
And I think people need to pay attention to that. The Secret Service is not this infallible, untouchable organization. Even here with this, there were clear let's talk about something real quick.
Yeah, bruh. So a civilian, an onlooker at the rally, sees Buddy crawling up the building, tells the police, and he still get up the building. This white dude with a Trump hat and a red beard is like, hey, they're pointing at Buddy climbing up the building. And there's video of him. They're pointing at Buddy climbing up the building.
Bruh, there are reports, like we was talking before the show, there are reports that the Secret Service saw him identifying them. There are reports that they were literally talking about, I see, there's a guy down here looking at us, look at him.
He was in the scope in the Secret Service because I read somewhere that the Secret Service agent was already fired because this was the guy who pretty much had a on Thomas Crooks and then take it.
So, but even to that, because you're at a Trump rally, so that's where we get context matters. There are a lot of guns and a lot of rangefinders, a lot of other things that may show up at a Trump rally. So I get them letting things in. So I'm not beating them up about that. But when you have a dude in that position, but even beyond that, after the shots rang out and the threat is identified, the president is not the president no more. He is a party to be protected. He doesn't have any power in that environment. The Secret Service dictates and mandates what he does in that environment. It is their job to keep him safe. The same as anybody that ever had security will tell you. When you get real, you lose your agency. Security makes decisions for you because it's their job to keep you safe. It's almost like you're in a marriage and you're the woman and security is the man. And when stuff goes left, because they're responsible for keeping you alive, you got to shut up and take it. So it's interesting in that way. Never mind, I'm going in a different direction. Here's what I'm going to say. That even with them using their bodies to shield Donald Trump, it makes no sense in the world of high-powered rifles. You get this man out of the area and into some bullet-resistant, bulletproof something because your body is not bulletproof. Just because you hiding his head with your hand, if they shoot your hand, they shoot his head too.
That was so idiotic. I'm looking at that because, like we just said earlier, you let him get his shoe. You better grab him by the back of his shirt and come on. You come on, boy.
Him up and yank him out of there. Even with the whole him. Hold on a second. Hang on a second. No, like what if there was a second? And now he out there like this. Second got a good shot.